Hello, everybody. We're here.
Here? Where? There? Here. I'm here. Oh, I'm here. Hi.
Everybody's here. First of all, just want to say I'm not using my Neos avatar because it's way too hot. So you have to just put up with this one today.
They never would have known, I'm telling you.
Apart from the arms are constantly penguined.
I mean, you frequently lost control of them in the past.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm not me. Normally batteries are running out in the controls and I'm just stuck in set positions.
But hello. Welcome
Hello,
to
everyone.
the podcast.
I didn't even change the number at the bottom. Still says season 2, episode 4. I mean, we've done 5 and 6 now. This is 5. I can't remember.
They're saying my volume is much louder than yours.
Interesting. I'll turn dock down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I boosted for some reason I've dragged the Discord volume slide up massively high.
I may have just moved the microphone, which made it infinitely worse.
So this might work.
Sorry about that.
You'll have to let me know. But all of this is fix it. I was messing with sliders and I've moved your slider right the way up. I think I tried
Sliders are fun.
to move the PC one all the way down so if anything pops up, they won't get notifications, that beeps and stuff.
Sliders. So hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the VRverse.
It's episode 5 now. I can't remember which episode. I haven't updated the number. Just have to ignore that at the bottom.
12. 5. Now you don't know. Everybody be confused and happy.
Yes.
We've got a big show, big month. It says episode 6 in the title, if it helps.
So I've never ever updated it. It's always just been on episode 4.
No, I mean, literally on Twitch it says season 2, episode 6.
It must be episode 6 then.
There we go. Somebody knows. I don't know who.
It's very good. It's very good start. It seems like we know what we're doing.
I mean, it's clear we know.
But yeah,
it's been one hell of a month, though.
It's been a crazy month for VR. We've had, since the last one, we've had 20 million showcases, it seems.
Yeah.
Lots of random games come in.
Various different headsets have been announced.
Yeah. It's just been crazy month.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you. I'm a sucker for a new headset, as we found out, as I've become a HTC shill this month. But the Meta Quest 3 was like, images have been leaked, and I'm as accurate as the images were. I'm always just like, that's brilliant, but I'm gonna wait for Meta to tell me what this thing looks like, not some incredibly reliable source on the internet. So Meta Quest 3, excited? Don't care. What?
I'm sort of in the. I normally like to try new headsets, but I'm sort of in the point where I've only used my Quest 2 and I've got stuff to review. So in my head, I'm like, do I just keep the Quest 2 until it officially stops supporting it and you can't buy the games on the Quest 2 anymore? Because everything they've announced, I'm like, oh, it's for both. So I'm like, do I really need to buy it straight away? I'll probably wait.
Well, there is that, and they've. I feel like we're kind of deviating already, but they've literally on version 55. They've just actually upgraded the graphics. They've just overclocked the chips on the Quest, making it 27% more powerful.
Yeah.
Like it's got even better. So the Quest 2 potentially has added more life to it. Maybe they've reduced the battery on it. Maybe they've figured, oh, well, we'll give everybody more power. Not mention the fact that it reduces the battery life by 50%. And now everybody's going to be like, oh, I guess I should buy a Quest 3. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'd look at it. I guess it's time to buy a battery strap from Kiwi.
I'll sell you one. Good price.
You've sort of you've knocked my battery life down. I'll just buy a battery strap.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, the Quest 2 potentially would be a much more viable option just to keep that and not touch it if you're not massively in a rush to be the head of the Quest. I'm probably gonna buy one. In fact, I know I am, because the wife turned around to me and was just like, it's a big birthday this year, what do you want? And I was like, that has just announced the Quest 3 and it's probably going to come out in October, so one of them. She's like, yeah, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'll just, like I said, I think I'll wait. I don't
I don't
use
know if I'll
the Quest
shell out
long
for the
enough.
big one this time.
Yeah.
I went for the bigger option on release, and then Meta was like, "Yeah, the small option's pointless. We think that as well, so we'll just everybody gets a 128 now, not the 64 or whatever it was."
It was 64.
So
I've got a 64 gig one because I thought, oh, they won't, but the games won't be that bad. Like, even like the Quest 1 game didn't really get like an overly big one. And then obviously the Quest 2's coming out. We've got Saints and Sinners for the Quest 2. And then when I found out it was like 9 gig, I was like, oh. And obviously, you just keep getting bigger. Medal of Honor
yeah,
is all I could have
it
on
was
that if I wanted Medal of Honor on it.
yeah. You couldn't do anything else. I was like, I'm a content creator. I'm gonna need the extra space. I'll get the big one. And then I never actually use it for content. I always just cast straight to a PC and record it there. So,
Yeah.
whoops. But I have filled it, I think. I don't know. I need to turn it on sometime.
Like I said, I think I'll probably wait.
Yeah, I love a headset. Like I've acquired headsets by HTC that I know are pointless, but I still bought it because I wanted one. So I will totally get a Quest, but I don't know. The Quest 2's still got lots of life in it. Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the Quest
Yeah.
2. The Quest Pro is a massive waste of money. I still want one.
You've got to think the Quest 1 has only recently been dropped for support,
Discontinued.
so
Yeah.
I reckon Quest 2 will be
Which
still a good bit to that.
did Meta ever solve their problems with Germany?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
I don't know whether them dropping the need for the Facebook account has fixed it for them.
Because like when I go on the, I'm looking at getting going around to some friends' houses because they're like, I really want to try VR. I was like, I've got a million different headsets. I'll bring one round.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, right, I could take a Quest 2 and they can play Walkabout. I could buy Walkabout on the PlayStation because they're a massive PlayStation fan, so I'm taking the PSVR 2 as well. And I'm thinking, well, if I take the Pico, then all three of us can just play mini golf.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So I'm on the Pico shop, and all of the reviews appear to be in German, which makes me think that Pico have got a massive foothold in Germany because of the whole Meta thing, which makes me think they've not dealt with the issue and they're still not selling Quests in Germany.
Yeah. Or maybe the Germans are just being stubborn, like, we're not buying a Quest because it didn't sort us out in the first place. We're going to stick with Pico.
I mean, Germany have got a massive history of being incredibly reasonable. So I don't know, but if that's the case, then the death of the Quest 1 really gonna kind of annoy Germany, and so either the Quest 3 needs to be available soon and in Germany, or they're gonna lose ground to Pico, and any ground lost at this point in time is kind of money lost. Especially maybe it's money gained. The Quest was very, very cheap.
Yeah, well, you've got to think they're gonna again, like,
and it's cheap again. They've knocked the price. They put the price up for like 3 months, and then they've knocked it back down again.
Yeah, and then they're gonna. I mean, it depends what they're gonna. Did they say what they were gonna charge for the Quest 3, or is it just rumors at the moment? That's gonna be.
Yeah, no, it has got a price tag.
Yes, it did, didn't it? Yeah. Was it
I'll
400 and 500 this time or something like that?
I think so. I'm gonna double check.
Yeah, double check.
It was still reasonably priced.
Yeah, still good price, yeah.
But it was more. What I'm mostly looking forward to is all the things that everybody can get on the Pro being available to people that aren't rich and have the right head.
Yeah.
Meta Quest 3, most powerful headset yet from 499.99.
Yeah.
500 quid. So.
Yes, we'll see 500 and then 600 for the big one. Oh, they're only doing one size this time. I don't know what they're doing with it this time. I sort of didn't pay attention. I seen it was announced and it was coming, but I thought they'll give loads of more information at Connect, so I'll just wait till that.
Yeah, there's no rings for you to break.
Yeah, the controls don't have the rings under the.
Yeah, other than that, there's not a great deal of information other than lots of not white people playing VR on the website. I don't know whether they're just trying to fit in or if they genuinely believe that VR is for everybody. I don't know, but it's good. It's good that you know they're showing support. 4 cameras on the front, but those cameras, like the Quest has got cameras in the corners. Like that seems to be the go-to, like
Yeah.
corner cameras. Quest 3, just 4 of them on the front, about eye level. It's
Hmm.
gonna be an interesting device. I mean, they clearly know what they're doing,
Yeah.
probably. Oh, they actually might have cameras on the corner. I could be talking out my arse.
It depends with the controllers, doesn't it? Because I mean, the pro controllers don't really need much to be seen much to them. I don't think.
Don't think they have cameras on them though, do they? They're not the normal pro controllers. I don't see
Ah.
these images on the Meta website are really crap. So I'm now going to stop looking at them and just Google Quest 3 instead. So, but aside from headsets from Meta,
We got the Apple.
yeah, apparently Nike makes shoes called Quest 3s. Huh.
Hmm.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, we got the Apple announcement.
Which I don't know about you, but many people came into my live streams and like, what do you think about the Apple VR headset?
And I just sort of read about
Which
it, and I was just like, it seems like what the flow is. Like you've got it's a media consumption device and work device at the moment. It's not a
it's a face mounted laptop. It's not a
yeah
VR headset.
yeah. You're not got controllers, so they're not going to bring games to it because like what people want. Because unless it's going to do everything through hand tracking.
Yeah, it's full on like it's essentially a MacBook in an incredibly small form factor
Hmm.
with a, a screen that you strap to your eyeballs. Like it's not a VR headset.
The screen technology in it's really good though. I can imagine
Yeah,
how clear that's going to be, but
they'll
yeah,
have they'll make a fantastic head mounted laptop.
yeah,
It will be an AR device, MR. Can we pick one? AR, MR. Is to me, it's not mixed reality; it's augmented reality.
yeah,
So they've made an AR device that's really powerful, like the kind of power that can run. Um, it's like Cyberpunk, no problems, like that kind of powerful,
yeah.
which is great. It's not a VR headset.
No, it's not made for consumers. To me, it's made business in mind that wanna have people these meetings with. I mean, the avatar thing looked fantastic when they were showing the avatar off in the meetings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of thing I think they're aiming for.
Yeah, yeah. And so just to confirm, the Quest 3 does appear to have at least 2 cameras on the bottom.
Hmm.
And then there's images of a controller which do have cameras on, and they're white, so they're not the Pro controllers. But
Ooh.
I don't know.
It sounds just got
But
to
yeah,
wait
so
till.
the Apple headset, I'm 3.5 grand. It's not for me.
No, not for me.
I'm not.
No.
It's going to be a very pretty thing. The face thing is going to get smashed in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna be great. I would love to wear one. I'm never gonna buy one.
No, yeah, I'd like to try one, but never ever would I buy one.
If they have a demo unit in an Apple store, I will travel to an Apple store to try it, but
Yeah.
never gonna buy it. The although I don't quite know how he plans on doing it. You know for a fact that all of the biggies, they're gonna get one.
Yeah.
You know, your Mikes, your Cass and Cherries, they're all gonna get um the Apple versus Predator thing. They're gonna get that headset, and I guarantee it's gonna be like a week or two before they're playing VR games in it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna shoehorn some sort of like they'll have an index in the corner picking up Knuckles, and then they'll be displaying it on the
Yeah.
Apple headset or something. They'll figure it out, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I know John Cytec Games He's just like, I'm buying one of those fucking things and I'm putting Windlands on it.
Hmm.
Like, but it's got no controllers. It's like, I don't care. I'm putting Windlands on that thing. So he's like, world exclusive. No, I can see there are devs out there that want to use it for VR, but it is pretty much just a computer.
Yeah, basically. Again, it's not for me. I just don't think I'm going to buy any headsets for a while. I'm happy with all the ones I've got.
Like the DPVR available now.
Yeah. I do use that a lot.
See, that's another thing. I like headsets, and I want a DPVR. Probably not gonna buy one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. But
yeah, I probably wouldn't have had mine if they hadn't sent me it. I wouldn't have looked at buying one. But
I never would have known they existed if you didn't get one. To be fair, so you've certainly spread the word and piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Can't justify buying yet another PC VR headset and installing yet another round of software, but yeah, I very curious. I like VR headsets. I don't have anything overly against Pimax apart from the marketing team at digs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not against a Pimax. Just can't find a use case to actually buy one. Plus the very brittle and fragile and
yeah, I keep meaning to get in contact with people who've got the new one just to see if they've actually improved the build quality. I mean, they must have.
Well, I was watching, sadly, it's Bradley's video about the crystal.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
And apparently it's kind of a lottery of what you get. And a lot of people are unhappy with a lot of what they get. The lenses, apparently, there are two types, either glass ones or plastic ones. And if you have the plastic ones, then just throw it in the bin. Yeah, there's so many different issues with it. And it's like, how can you be so inconsistent with what you're shipping?
What I've learned from Pimax, obviously I've got a Pimax, just never use it because it'll break if I put it on. I've got one, and it just seems like they don't finish one and then announce. They're like the Joywave VR headsets. They don't finish one thing and just announce the next one.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I think that's pretty close.
So we've taken all these Kickstarted and taken all these orders for the crystal. We're working on getting those out, and then but we're at the same time we're making this handheld console that slides into a thing and it'll become a VR headset. The Portal, but they still hadn't started shipping the crystals, which have already taken all and launched a Kickstarter for that before they'd shipped the Kickstarted ones they've done for the crystal.
And by all accounts, so like you say, very very brittle. The people that are getting the crystals, you open it up, head strap immediately fucked. Like it just arrives broke. Like why? Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
This is if it was your first headset, maybe, but they've made headsets before.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing? I just don't understand what they're doing. And then between that and then just going on the internet and then shitting on everybody they can, I'm just like, you're just a terrible, terrible company.
What really scared me is when I got my 5K XR, I went on the forum. Some problem with the Pi tool, massive problems with it. And it turned out the firmware was knackered in the headset, so I had to go on a call with I set a call up with the tech team and I had to give them control of my computer so they could mess about going some files and installation for the Pimax and alter stuff to make it the firmware work, let it download the latest firmware. But then I raised that question and then I got responses like, also tape around tape every part where the headset connects together in the plastic because it'll crack. And this is people on the forum. So basically support wherever it joins. Support the joins with tape. And it's people from... Then people like...
This is Pimax staff.
Oh, this is like members of the forum. But then Pimax staff are like agreeing with them, saying that it's worth doing. I'm just like, well, what?
Like if this was like an Oculus DK2, like if it was, back this unknown thing, all right, I kind of get it arriving, it being a bit janky, but this is being sold as a consumer unit. I don't...
And they're not cheap either.
Good.
They're not cheap. I think my
I
5K
was
XR was about 750 quid, and that's a headset on its own.
I was scrolling through Amazon and a long time ago, and there was like a Pimax 8K or 4K or something like that. I can't remember which headset it was. I was like, that's incredibly reasonably priced for a very high quality headset. And then I started reading the reviews, and I was just like, everybody says this thing is beyond a nightmare. I just walked away.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly curious about Pimax, but not that curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just buy another Quest and give it to the first person that walks past my house.
So yeah,
No.
I think they only headsets there
That's
were, weren't there?
yeah, that's certainly one headset I'm not bothered about.
They were
I
the
don't
only
think
ones up
there's
there
any
announced.
other hardware overly announced. There was somebody I noticed today on the internet. They were on about making a new
Oh
haptic
yeah, the
vest.
people who made what
Moon
one
something or other.
wandering in space, walking in
Yeah,
space.
Wandering in Space. They were like, you can sign up to give us feedback and join a thing to potentially win one of these vests. And other winners may get Wandering in Space. So I assumed it was the same people, but
Yeah,
I'm mildly curious to see what that's going to be.
yeah, because the thing on it, it just looked like it basically like a chess piece, didn't it? It didn't even look like it went down the whole body. It just like it goes like a sports bra.
Yeah, it looked like the Gears of War armor,
Yeah,
basically. That just covers your tatas.
yeah,
So yeah, curious to see what they come up with. Like somebody else coming into the haptic space is interesting. Especially as to me there is already a high standard device out there that I'm more than happy with. So I don't see how they're gonna beat it. But
yeah.
if they can, crack on, I guess. Try it, like it or don't. I don't know.
I suppose it's only
I'm
going
gonna
to give
stick
you
with
like
Ouija.
chest and back haptics
Yeah,
for the top
if it's
part of
just
your
gonna give
back.
me haptics here, like if it's gonna shake my neck,
Yeah,
they, I mean that's clearly just like a rendering that they've just got from a game, and they're probably gonna do way more stuff with it. But
yeah. It's probably just taking off the armor from their
yeah,
character.
yeah, probably. It's well, that's the only sort of other kind of hardware that I saw that was mildly titillating. Although the ROG Steam Deck thing,
Hmm.
Ally, whatever that is, they're now making the way into people's hands, and I'm looking at that just like, ooh, I want one. But then I've got a Steam Deck, like
Yeah.
screw it, I can't justify buying another one. The Tilt 5 is apparently going to get Android update pretty much any day now. Like it looks like it's coming really soon, so I don't need the Steam Deck to play Tilt 5,
Hmm.
which is going to be nice. So yeah, hopefully, good times.
That's okay.
So
And obviously we've had the upload showcase.
yeah, they had Meta upload, Sony, um,
Just
Microsoft had one, but they're just pointless.
yeah.
Um,
Capcom basically just said showed a bit more resi for.
yeah.
Now I saw an interesting
So
tweet which it blew my mind. Just someone who just is a PlayStation fanboy. They'd admitted if you ask them, and they've got PSVR. And he was saying, "Oh, do you think at this Capcom thing they're going to announce it's available now? There's updates coming,
just
but
like
it's
the
available now." And
VR update, download content now,
yeah,
sort of thing.
and someone had responded. I don't know if it was Mateo or someone had responded to him saying they've only announced it's in development. You're probably looking fall this year, early next year before it comes out. They've only just announced that it's like release the first trailers with in development on it. And then this guy's like, well, all they have to do is drag and drop the VR from Resi 8 into it. It can't be that. It's not that hard. And I was like, do you understand how it works?
Oh wow, yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly what happens.
yeah. It's made on the same engine as Resi 8, so you just all you need to do is drag and drop the VR into it. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
no.
2 seconds. Just do it to all games. It's fine.
Which did make me laugh when I read
Um,
that, though. I was just like, that's unbelievable.
what was the game recently that got Street Fighter? That was the one. Street Fighter 6 came out, and because it uses the same engine as Resident Evil, Prey Dog was just like, yeah, that's fine. And they actually, I think they did literally just because it's the same, essentially the
Yeah,
same architecture. They got Street Fighter 6. 12,
Yeah,
6
6. Yeah,
running in VR, which I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's pretty cool. Pointless, but cool.
yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it, but I'm never gonna buy a Street Fighter game. So
Well, that's when I bought a Street Fighter 4, I think. That was so I could
I
play it with my brother-in-law because he played. I mean, he beat me every single time because he loves Street Fighter. But that's the only reason I bought it so I could play him on it on the Xbox.
yeah, that's the thing is that there are people out there that are young and got good reactions and stuff. I'm old and lame and not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are totally gonna love that. And then people that play it all the time, I pick up a controller, get my ass kicked, and I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not for me, but I get people dig it. It's fine.
So I'm trying to think.
So that was
There was
interesting.
there was games that stood out to me from thinking now I can't even think of them.
So many games. So I mean, one of the ones that really jumped out to me, and for months and months and months, we've been jokingly rodding Jimmy from End Dreams
Oh yeah, yeah,
about Ghostbusters,
yeah.
and then I'm watching and I'm like, fuck it. Pressure washer simulator, End Dreams.
Yeah.
I've been prodding him about the wrong game because I really want that one.
The best thing is though, when
So
I watched that, I missed the beginning of it, and I
Mhm.
thought, oh, I'll rewind. So I just rewound to where they started talking, and I was just like, and then I got an email off Jimmy saying, "Oh, these are all the stuff we've announced at this showcase." And I was like, I didn't see Power Wash there. I didn't realize like the first 10 adverts at the beginning were for upcoming VR games. I thought they were just
Yeah.
random adverts. So I was like, because I don't know caught it from the beginning, I just went back to where they've actually started like showing like, I'm like, oh my god, they were actually adverts for up and coming VR games or DLCs. What's going on there?
I jumped into the um Meta VR chat Horizons. I jumped into Horizons for the first time ever
Hmm.
for the Meta showcase.
Yeah,
And before they went live with the woman in the Wuja world, um, they had adverts and it was like little cities sandbox update and things like that. And I was
yeah.
like, fucking pressure washer simulator.
Mm.
That's wait, what? That's crazy. So yeah, I saw that and was instantly just like, okay, I always hoped it would exist and I'd heard rumors it was going to exist. But then when I saw the word End Dreams attached to it, just instant overflowing
Yeah,
excitement.
yeah,
So I can't wait for that. I really can't wait. You guys, so the people that know me, that watch me, know I've spent hours in Discord playing the flat screen version, just pressure washing like playgrounds and stuff. And so I love that game. So, and I've always wished it was a VR game.
yeah,
Then somebody released one recently on Quest,
yeah,
and I was so tempted because it's like £8. I was like, "Yeah, okay, I might get that." But then I saw that announced and I didn't buy it. Maybe I should
yeah.
just to tide me over and to support smaller devs doing stuff.
So
But yeah,
this
that.
is something out there as well. The Assassin's Creed VR being confirmed, it was still happening. And
Mm-hmm.
Ubisoft showed off the cinematic trailer,
Mm-hmm.
which I just seen the uproar on Twitter about it being cinematic. And I thought, I'm sure their thing said a full announcement trailer. It mentioned nothing about it being a gameplay trailer. It just said full announcement trailer. And
Yeah.
everyone was like, where's the gameplay? And like uproar. And I thought, I can't remember ever saying it was going to be a gameplay trailer that said full announcement
They,
trailer.
yeah, it was never overly. They said on the Quest on the Meta showcase they were like, oh yeah, also Assassin's Creed exists. They've got a thing in like a week's time. Just watch that.
Yeah,
That was it.
there's a full reveal there, and they did a full reveal trailer. They showed stuff off, and yeah, it wasn't gameplay, but they give it like a fall release date and stuff. So to me, that was a reveal trailer.
Yeah, exactly. They gave us an idea of the world in which it was going to be set,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Mhm.
And the kind of thing that we would be doing, which is jumping off of buildings and stabbing people, which is what you want from Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
as grim as it sounds. They just kind of set an expectation. That's totally fine. I don't. And then a lot of people went onto the Ubisoft website and were like, these are in game. Look at these. And there was some very nice
Yeah.
pictures on the website. So yeah, okay, it's fine. I mean, Ubisoft have historically had mixed reactions, mixed results with VR.
Yeah.
I think Star Trek was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think One Night Werewolf has got great promise, but nobody will ever play it with me.
Didn't we try and arrange one time? And
Yeah, I
then
can remember sitting in a lobby with 2 people saying this isn't enough to play the game.
Yeah, and then we started to chat on Twitter,
Everybody
didn't
that
we?
was
And people didn't turn up. Everyone's, oh yeah, we'll
Yeah.
play. And I think me, you, and Buck turned up, and we just sat there like waiting for a fourth person.
Yeah, we're just every time we tried, we couldn't get other people to join. Well, it was oh we'll try again, and then one of the people that didn't turn up did turn up, but then one of the other people that did turn up didn't turn up, and
Yeah.
it just never happened. But it looked great fun. Then they did Space Junkies, which is
Yeah.
well, there's a theme. They're all multiplayer,
Mm-hmm.
and multiplayers require upkeep.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to give dedicated servers, so they require upkeep. And also they require players.
Yep.
Like even a game as popular as Among Us, I imagine after the first week saw just an insane drop.
Yeah.
That's kind of plateaued at like a couple of hundred players a week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it being huge.
No.
So going straight and there are a number of people that have reached out to me recently like we're launching a new game. Yeah, brilliant. What is it? It's a VR PvP. I'm like, oh for fuck's sake, this is gonna be dead in a week.
Yeah.
And I get the need to try and be the new, because Echo Arena is going to leave a hole in the market and everybody wants to be the one to fill it.
Yeah.
And everybody has to try in order to be the ones to fill it. But all I'm saying is curb your expectations if you're a dev and you're making a VR game. Ubisoft can't get it right, so what makes you think you can?
Yeah. I think Space Junkies probably would have been more of a success if they priced it right.
That was insanely expensive. They did all the right things. They were like, it's cross-play between this platform and this platform. They did the right things there to fill up lobbies, but it was just so expensive.
Yeah.
It was £35.
Yeah. Like,
nobody's going to pay that.
You played the beta, like I played a bit of it, and I did play a good bit of the beta with people, and in my head I was like, this comes out, it's going to be out 20 quid maximum.
And even 20 quid would have been expensive for that game.
Yeah.
You're not... You're potentially delivering hours of content and yet no content whatsoever.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason your likes of your Onwards and your Pavlov have had any kind of headway is because they were kind of the only thing that you could get at the time.
Yeah.
I truly think that First Contact, they're in for a bad time.
Yeah, I do. They waited too long.
I do.
Pavlov's getting its updates. I think I don't know if the last update pushed the cross-platform so they can play with PC. It's just the Pavlov player base on PC is huge.
They're gonna bring a bunch of people with Firewall, the name itself, but they're not adding anything new to it.
No.
And they're not the only person doing it anymore, so I think they're gonna have a bad time. But I wish them all the best, and I'll probably buy it and play it and support them and all that kind of fun stuff. But they've not got an aim controller that we know of, and they've got competition.
Yeah,
2 things that they had the first time that they had the aim controller and made great use of it, and nobody else was really doing it. Alvo came out, but they'd already got such a foothold that they kind of didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of it. I can't really think of any PvP military type shooters for the PlayStation VR.
You got to think they're bringing out. I know it's supposed to be PvP. It's co-op. And obviously that.
I totally I'm up for that. Is it Sierra Squad or some shit? I can't remember what it's called.
Sierra Squad Crossfire.
Yeah, I'm totally up for that.
I know it's not going to be PvP, but it's going to have co-op. So there's another shooter on the cards, which is going to be out before it because it's out in August.
And if there is a PvP mode to that as well as the co-op content, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, why would you bother buying Firewall? So we'll future times. I'm curious about that one. It's curious indeed. Another game. So Joyway came out and was just like, "We've got these games," and I'm like, "Didn't you already release those 5 times?"
Yeah.
They were like Stride. I'm like, "That's not new."
So every time they do an
Does it mean you
update to
just
Stride,
you're
they
like
put out with
they're
a
gonna
new
finish
game.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's good to know. Um, what else did we see? Assassin's Creed
Bulletstorm.
is the.
Bulletstorm VR.
Oh yeah, that one shocked me in
Yeah.
a big bad way. It's a blast from the past, a name I've not heard in a while.
Absolutely loved it as well in flat screen.
Yeah, no, that looked. I'm totally down for that. That looks like the game that Doom VFR should have been.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to trying
Um,
doing those crazy like keep you up combos and stuff
yeah,
in VR.
Samba de Amigo. Did anybody see that coming?
I didn't see that at all. And
No,
I was
it makes sense.
we were doing a watch together with 13, and as soon as like the first little thing came off that, I was like, somebody get me! Oh!
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. I was like, I mean, you're basically holding maracas anyway.
Yeah.
So why the hell not try and be Beat Saber but with fuzzy pinata type stuff? Yeah, that's totally fine. I love that there was a trailer for I Expect You to Die 3.
Yeah.
I just need more of that game all the time. I've still not done the pass through one yet, the in-home escape game
No,
thing.
I haven't. I've only done the. I've
I
only.
just read 13 said you got excited like a child.
Yeah, it's like it just basically started the trailer. Like I just saw the bright colors. And I was like, oh my god, somebody amigo! There was.
So I'm totally I'll play that one. But yeah, I Expect You to Die. I'm just or every single time
Yeah.
I'm in for that. Just shell games, take my money, just set me up on a subscription, just charge my card every time you release one of those games. Just put it on my device. Fine.
There's Oh no, a shock! Big shock on there. Which I didn't think to see a VR version of that game's the game in that series. Fast Travel doing Vampire Masquerade.
Yeah, which I was kind of like, okay, and then you say it's a stealth game, and I'm like, Wraith.
Mm-hmm.
Fast Travel did Wraith,
Yeah.
which was an incredibly annoying stealth game.
I really liked
It's a
Wraith.
great looking and fantastic game,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. It's just not for me. I don't do stealth, and that Banshee woman just, well, everybody saw me rage quit. So, yeah, that's a thing. So, I didn't excite me, but I know they're going to do it right.
Yeah. I was just shocked to see it actually getting a VR, like, a release of that game.
It's going to be its own thing, right? It's not just like a rehash of a previous.
Oh no, it's like its own built for
Yeah,
VR
it
thing.
is its own thing. Okay, I may still even try it if the stealth or being caught during stealth is not as detrimental as what it was in Wraith.
Yeah.
I can probably get away with it. Like there are many a game I will happily walk around quietly, sneaky. It's just that the frustration of being frequently caught. It's the same with Elden Ring. I've so everybody that watched me play it, you saw me get to a castle part, and I just kept dying all the time. I have since gone back, tried to play it, failed miserably, started again, and I'm still doing the whole sneaky thing. And I've played that game for hours, and I've got nowhere new. I've seen nothing new, and I've been playing that game for hours. It's just everything wants me dead, and I still have the patience to play that, but I just lost it with Wraith. So maybe I'll get into Vampire Masquerade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're not saying it's a stealth game so much as it is an RPG.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's for me. I'm gonna check it out. I will check it out. The other one, an oldie but a goodie, that that video game.
Yeah, the
What's it called?
seventh gate. Sorry.
Seventh Guest.
Guest, that's the one, yeah.
Seventh Guest. Never played the first one. Don't have like a massive nostalgic affinity for it. Totally want to play it. Like that looks dope. I'm in for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was being done. Was that End Dream?
That was it Shells? Shell Games, I
It was
think.
somebody that I was instantly excited just by seeing that it was actually even.
Shell Games, I
Um,
think.
is it Shell? So yeah, that to me was instantly just appealing. I saw that and I'm like, yeah, I'm in, I'm down. So in fact, it's not. It's Vertigo.
It's Vertigo. I knew it was. Yeah, so that's going to be.
Yeah, it is. It's Vertigo. And then also they announced Arizona Sunshine 2. Announced once again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't show us gameplay,
No.
but that's totally fine.
I think what was funny with
Uh,
that is there was a lot of people like, oh my god, it's going to look this good. Not completely missed because they're watching it on like a small device. Completely missed it at the beginning to where it's like this is not gameplay in the bottom.
yeah,
But it was obviously it is hard to miss when I mean it wasn't
I
like it
saw
was
it
massive.
immediately.
Yeah. But then people are like, oh, well, I was watching it on my phone. I didn't realize that was at the bottom. Just like, yeah. Well, clearly that's not gameplay. They had the tongue like
No.
sticking out of the zombie's head and moving it and stuff. Of course, that's not.
Yeah. It's. Did it say? Was that the one that said in-engine footage, or did it just
It just said
say
not
not
gameplay. I think.
like CGI visual? It
Yeah.
didn't say.
Yeah, I think just
It
like
was obvious it wasn't gameplay.
yeah.
But there was another one that said in-engine footage. That might have been Assassin's Creed actually.
Mm.
It said in-engine footage. That was super interesting. Stranger Things, you a big fan?
Yeah. I don't know.
Big fan of Stranger Things?
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm that excited for the game.
I thought the same thing. I mean, well, there's been VR things for Stranger Things in the past, but they've just been like 360 videos
Yeah,
and
walk around
not
the
massive.
house. Was
They've
it on
been.
PlayStation 4? You could go around the house and get
I
followed
think I
by a
played it on the
Demogorgon or
Oculus
something.
Go. It was
Yeah.
that old. So yeah, but I'll give it a whirl. Tender Claws. Does that ring a bell?
Tender Claws.
Yeah, I can't think of anything they've made that I.
I
Oh
can't.
wait, shit! No, they did virtual reality too,
Oh.
and virtual reality. Tendar, what's Tendar? I've never seen that one. Tasty AR emotion flakes. Virtual pet that feeds on laughter, surprise, and tears. I've never seen this. Oh, because
No.
it's a phone thing.
Ah.
That's why. Yeah, it looks like a Snapchat filter.
I mean, it looked.
Um,
I just like what they showed off just didn't excite me. I think we could be in Vecna, but I think it's good they've gone that
yeah,
route rather than making you 11 or. But I think they've gone good. They've gone. You're getting Vecna's story, but I was sort of like it's. Mm,
yeah, they did the under presents.
yeah.
So a lot of what I'm hearing is a lot of what I'm seeing is very sort of set piece story video based kind of,
Yeah.
not massively gamey.
Yeah.
I love VR, virtual reality. That was great, and I have every intention of playing the second one. So, but they are all very sort of simple set piece kind of stuff. I put that down to it being an Oculus Go game. But yeah, well, I'll see. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll give it a bash, but
If I
it
don't
didn't
hear,
excite me as much as Power Wash Simulator.
it's an instant flop for me. If I don't hear, Chrissy, wake up! Why I'm playing it. I got memes so much in. Oh.
I mean, as long as I don't have to put up with fucking Barbara Streisand, I'll be happy.
It's very
Um,
interesting to see what to do with it, but yeah, I just didn't get excited by it. I thought I'd get excited by Attack on Titan, and that just didn't excite me either.
you see, I'm not a massive anime kind of guy, so Attack on Titan, I know it exists and I know people are fans of it, but um, that's about it. I don't really know anything else about it.
And then,
I'm watching the Quest 3 announcement video and I'm only seeing cameras on the bottom still.
mm,
Oh, that's one thing. Massive to do about this one. Asgard's Wrath 2.
oh yeah,
A lot of people basically saying it was an incredibly pretty, basically sword fighting adventure game.
mm-hmm.
You take away the pretty, and it's a sword fighting adventure game.
Yeah,
Don't know if I overly care about it. I've got Asgard's Wrath. I think it came free with
It was if
life.
you pre-ordered the Quest, or you ordered the Quest before. You'd order the Quest 2 or something before some date in December. They give you it for free.
That was it. It came out. The Quest 2 came out, and everybody that pre-ordered it didn't get it. And then if you bought one during the month of like November, like the month after it came out, they're like, you can have Asgard's Wrath. And we were all like, fuck you. Like, I pre-ordered this. And so then Meta went, all right, yeah, everybody that's got one between now and December gets
Yeah.
Asgard's Wrath. So I got Asgard's Wrath. I think I may even installed it, but I've never launched it.
I uninstalled it today. I've launched it once just to have a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I uninstalled it because it's like 192 gig or something.
Yeah, it's huge.
I was just
It is big.
I was like, I can't. I went on a thing of let's try and clear some space. I mean, I had nearly a terabyte left still on my gaming one, but I was like, let's clear some space.
Yeah, I've now essentially got 3 different hard drives dedicated to games based on how much I care about them or want to play them. So I've got the NVMe drive, super quick for the stuff that I play with my wife and occasional VR games.
Yeah.
Then I've got an SSD drive that used to be my C drive, and then I've got mechanical drive. So I've got games all over the place, but the NVMe drive is where I try and put everything, and that's full. So I have to keep, like, Dirt 2 got moved. Steam will let you move games, so Dirt 2 got moved because that's huge. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't have a slow connection, but I just refuse to delete anything. Right, I've Googled the Meta Showcase at least. No More Rainbows. Love that game. Absolutely love it. Played it on stream the other week on Steam. It's a fantastic game. Have you played No More Rainbows yet?
No, the messaged me about it loads, but I just haven't had the.
You should totally play it. You really, really should. It is. Even though it's a hot day, I didn't overly suffer from playing it. And I hate using my hands to move. Games like there's demos of like Sonic and Mario and stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we've got this locomotion where you move your arms to move." As soon as I found out what that was, I uninstalled it.
Yeah.
But No More Rainbows, it really, really works. Maybe that's why people like Gorilla Tag. I don't know. I've never played Gorilla Tag.
Me.
I'm too old. But yeah, no, that totally works for me. No More Rainbows gets a massive thumbs up, a big buy from the dark. So you should totally play that. Absolutely. Little Cities, we've said. Death Game Hotel. Do you remember that one? A spooky death game simulator from White Owls.
I've seen it. I didn't see. I can't remember the showcase, but I'm sure I've seen it on the PlayStation Store.
Okay. In a Far East Asian country. Yeah, this is when I instantly switched off. They look like meta avatars.
Maybe it wasn't on PlayStation Store.
I've not seen this. I've not seen this ever. Oh, wait, no, yes, I have. That's strange. It looks like in completely different games. It's gone all anime on me now. It looked like a board game, and then it's gone all anime again. I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those games like the Onagoro, whatever that's called. I can't remember.
Killed Onagoro.
Yeah, that. I bought it. I just can't bring myself to play it. Like, I'm not massively drawn to Asian stuff.
You should play it. It's unbelievable. It really is.
I will pledge to play it once I've completed Pixel Ripped and other things. Yeah, I will play it. Go Signal, that's already out, so I don't know why that's on here. Walkabout Mini Golf, the best rated multiplayer quest game, getting a new walkabout mode, including new evil layers and exploding kittens fox hunt. That excites me. I love exploding kittens. It's just Russian roulette in card form, which is brilliant.
And you like evil layers?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I live in one. I'm surrounded by one. Look at it. This Apple headset. Onward, yeah, don't care. Demio Battles.
Not really bothered at me.
I don't see Demio Battles. I don't know about that. Whether it's is it dungeon master versus players, or is it 2 players versus 2 players racing to get through a dungeon? Because the second one are dramatically less appealing, but I will happily DM a game. Like if anybody wants to play Hero Quest in Tabletop Simulator, just let me know. I'll be your DM. Fuck it, I don't care. I will be the person that moves all the things around, and you can essentially just play Demio, but it'll be Hero Quest. I'm in. So yeah. Power Simulator, we are one. Yeah, that's about it that's on this website. Ghostbusters, still always looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Underdogs, the mech game. How do you feel about that one?
That looked really interesting in design.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to try it just because of the artistic approach on it, how it looks.
Yeah, my worry is that Vox Machine Machine exists, but that looked like a Quest version of it. So I don't know. It could be good. Resolution's making a tennis game, Racket Club. I love C Smash. I played the demo for C Smash on PSVR. Great concept. Love the demo. Scared to actually move and swing a controller in this room. I shouldn't be, but I am. I've hit the wall too many times. So a Quest version of a game is more appealing to me. I can just go into the back garden and I can play it in a much bigger space.
Yeah.
Dungeons of Eternity. I don't even remember seeing that announced. I clearly wasn't paying a great deal of attention. Looks like a multiplayer game, so that's nice. If it's a Quest exclusive, then I don't know. Because everybody I know mostly doesn't play Quest. I mostly don't play Quest. Bulletstorm, Attack on Titan, Asgard's Wrath 2. So, yeah, Asgard's Wrath 2. Were you against it then? Were you as negative about it as everybody else?
I just, like what was said about it, I just feel it's...
Without it being pretty.
Without it being
just
pretty, it's just another sword fighting game.
I'm on the Meta website looking for images, and it's just interviewing their ambassadors, which is fine. I mean, you know, you've got them for a reason. So yeah, some good stuff came out of that one. The upload one, I'll be honest, I kind of forgot was happening, and then I put on for a few minutes whilst I was.
I thought as normal, like their one would be 40 minutes, but it was like an hour, 2 hours nearly, and I was just like, whoa.
Didn't they have like hundreds of games?
I think they had like 60 games.
It was insane. But then again, a lot of them were stuff that we either A, already knew, B, already can buy, or C, we've played in like a Next Fest.
Yeah, so there was... I'm just looking on there. It's a lot
so
like...
I stopped looking.
To
like I say, there was
Toss, which made me laugh just by the name of it.
Did you not play Toss on not the last Next Fest? There's one Next Fest.
No.
I think it's not last one, the one before. You could actually play Toss.
Could you?
It's a climbing game.
Yeah, basically I've avoided a lot of, like, I think the last so many Next Fests I've downloaded about 3 demos that I wanted to try and probably tried one of them. And then just never touched anything.
The David Slade case files was announced apparently, which pretty sure I chat to the devs in one group or another one. Looks really, really nice. Yeah, I know this game.
Oh, that's the one I thought maybe looked like a visual novel. I think there was one that got short as one, and I thought straight away I just said, "Oh, this is a visual novel." I don't think it was.
No, it's like it looks full CSI. Looks pretty cool. So there was that announced apparently. Walk about Mini Golf. Coaster Mania, that's currently available on Quest anyway. Like you can buy that.
Happy Funland, which I'd never heard of.
Happy Funland?
Yeah.
I've no idea what that is.
It's like you're going to like a horror theme park, like a theme park of a bad story. Like a
Happy Funland.
A bad story, like an evil story that's been there. You've never heard of Happy Funland theme park or its tragic tale. When you agree to meet a total stranger named Larry in the middle of a South Florida swamp, perhaps if you'd known about the grisly events that happened there, you wouldn't have agreed to take the job.
Developed by Spectral Illusions, people who brought us such massive games such as Astral Domini or Ghost Town Mine Ride Shooting Gallery,
Yeah, never. They sound like
which
massive games.
Ball owns apparently.
Ball owns
Which
everything.
just sounds like a roller coaster shooter.
There's one I saw that I thought you might be interested in. I don't know if you saw it. Made by Carbon Games, made the Wizards. Mindset.
Okay, I vaguely remember seeing something
This
by
is
Carbon and thinking that looks fun,
it's just
and
a
then
square box with gears, and you've got to solve the puzzles around the boxes by moving gears to set places.
by googling mindset, I just get what's a mindset. Yes, I looked at that and my head instantly went to this is the what was that game on PlayStation VR?
Static.
Yes, I was like, this is the static that's the next generation. I'm totally up for this. Yeah, I very much want that one. That one, quite exciting. Quite simple looking, but that's fine. It just means it's going to run on a Quest. Yeah, very much looking forward to that one. I will have to certainly keep an eye on that one. I don't know if it's available on Steam or will be on Steam.
I was quite excited for because he announced an expansion for Floor Plan 2. I really enjoyed Floor Plan 2.
Is that still on sale before they put the price up?
I don't know.
So I think that's actually out, maybe even today. They're adding more to Floor Plan 2, and I recently saw a thing that was just like, get it now, it's on sale. When this update comes out, the price is going up. It's currently $18.99, so it's not on sale, but now includes backside story, a massive expansion with 2+ hours of all new puzzle gameplay.
That is what I want.
So
I already have Floor Plan 2, so I'm guessing it must be. I thought it was
I
going
was
to be
going
a
to say it's
paid
a free
update.
update.
Oh, get in. I'll be reinstalling Floor Plan 2 on my Quest then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a free update. And my Chrome has apparently shit the bed. Requisition VR is apparently going full 1.0 release.
Paint the Town
Should
Red.
play that. Why does that sound familiar?
I'd never heard of it. It looks like Minecraft, like square heads, and he was just in a prison, stabbing people up and killing people and stuff.
I feel like that was a game that was released in VR quite a long time ago. And now it's just getting like a full release. Yeah, Nathan made a video about it in 2017.
Jesus.
Paint the Town Red. So, yeah, it's basically like bar fight. Drunken bar fight, is it?
Yeah. Looks a bit
It
more.
basically looks like that. That's been available for a minute.
We got the announcement of Discronia Chapter 3 coming out. Final chapter of it.
Yes.
Excited about that. Really excited about that. I love Discronia.
I might just sit down and play them all in one go.
I'm very tempted to hammer them 1 and 2 out on the PlayStation and play the third one on PlayStation for the first time. Because I've played them on Quest all the time.
Yeah, I want to play them on the Quest, on the PlayStation. I just want to play everything on the PlayStation, although it's one of my more uncomfortable headsets. Retropolis, you've played that one, and I very much want to play that one in the near future. My problem is I have so much stuff to do.
But what you need to do with Retropolis 2 is play it while it's on the Snackfest, because all that's available at the moment is episode 1, and episode 1 is what they've put out for Next Fest. So it's everything that's in the game that you buy is currently on the Quest or on the Rift Store, is what's available.
Retropolis is not a full game.
They've only done one episode. Now. Yeah, they've only done one episode.
Fuck it, I'm not buying it then.
But you don't need to buy. You can play the one episode they've released on Next Fest now. So 2 and chapter 2, episode 2, 3, and 4 coming as free updates. But I mean, they might not on Steam. Obviously, we're playing it on Next Fest because you're going to be doing a demo. But
I don't want half a story.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's broke off. I'm not obviously saying anything, but it's like it's broke off at a point where it's like a cliffhanger. So you're now gonna get it carrying on from that cliffhanger for the next episode, basically.
Yeah, I'm not a massive. I don't like. I just went to watch Fast X last night,
Mm,
and it's clearly the middle of the story when it ends.
yeah.
Because they've said it was going to be a two-part, and now they've said it's going to be a three-part, which I think I know how they're going to do a three-part out of it. I'm not going to say anything. So yeah, I, I hate that. I hate the end of the Matrix 2. I walked out of the Matrix 2, and I was just like, that was shit. All of the fighting and twins and motorways and things completely went out the window when I was just like, oh yeah, here we go. What credits? What the fuck? I hate this. So I don't like half a story, so I'm not gonna touch Retropolis.
Yeah, until it's full.
Arashi Castles of Sin is getting a PSVR 2
I'm
release
hoping
update.
update. I mean, it looked very nice. I know it was a cinematic again, but it's getting an update, which I
See, I bought physical
I played the
on
first
that one.
one. I played the original one and just didn't really take to it. I just don't think the controls worked for it. But obviously now we're going
I
to have analogs and all that, so
Yeah, my video was so incredibly daft that all I could really do with it is I just kept walking up to people and just going like boop. And so it was basically like 2 minutes, or it may have gone as far as 20 of me just walking around just going on people.
yeah.
That was it. It's just me bopping people softly on the head. So yeah, hopefully it's better on the PlayStation.
So one thing that got announced, obviously for PlayStation, but they didn't actually say it wasn't at one of these events. It was only the other day. But thinking about games that are out on PSVR one, I don't know whether they said it's coming to PC, but the Wanderer.
Yes.
But
Oh my god. So I didn't even realize that was a thing, and then I saw the trailer, and it looks such a massive update.
yeah,
Such a huge update to the point that I'm looking at that and I'm like, I feel like I'm about an hour away
mm-hmm.
from the end of Wander on PC, and I kind of want to stop
Yeah, because
so I can play it again on PSVR
I
2.
really thought it's just going to be a upgrade. They're going to obviously match the textures, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're like completely reimagined, and you see him wiping a mirror, and he's got reflection in there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what? Where? What? And he's
that's
just
it. And you look at that and you think, oh, maybe they'll update the PC version as well. I don't know if my PC is capable of
hmm,
doing that. There are something that I actually wanted to talk to you about, maybe offline. But there are games now that there's patches for eye tracking for fixed foveated rendering. It's coming to PC for
ah,
people with like Quest Pros and Pro eyes. Like it's slowly coming this way, so we
hmm,
can get great looking games off of our puny 30 series graphics cards. So
hmm,
I love that idea. I don't know whether I'm ever going to have a headset that will actually use it, but
yeah,
that's one of the things that the PS5, graphically inferior to every other piece of hardware I have in this room,
hmm,
and yet it's got the best VR experience that I've ever had
yeah,
because the devs can just tune their games to the eye tracking. So I love the idea that that's going to become a thing, and I can't wait.
yeah. Recent one that I was streaming earlier before we came on here. I first stopped streaming, had tea, and then come back for this. Hubris come out today, and they're using that. They're using the eye tracking.
That's out now.
Yeah, came out today,
God damn it!
and they're
So
using
much to do.
the eye tracking on that than the foveated rendering. So you're getting a lot of detail. It's
I'm not googling it. I swear.
it's basically on par with PC. I mean, it looks beautiful on PC, but
Yeah.
the biggest improvement I see in it is the obviously the foveated renderings let them do get those details in, but the displays and the HDR makes everything look so vibrant compared to the PC.
Didn't they also release on Quest today?
They did, yeah. I've heard the Quest version looks really good.
I was going to say I would like to see that. I mean, not as much as I want it on the PlayStation, but I would like to see the Quest version,
Hmm.
but own the PlayStation one.
So
Because
what they've done with
I've already
Hubris, like I enjoyed Hubris on the PC, reviewed it, give it recommended. My PlayStation review for it got must buy because
wow.
they've taken the stuff they've learned from the PC release and fixed it. So
Yeah.
no longer you're holding the gun up beside your head to reload it. The still like a sci-fi gun, so the clip type battery thing just pops out the gun and you just got to push that back in with your hand to reload. It's not like holding up and to charge the gun by holding it next to your head and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
They've fixed that. I've not seen I've seen a lot of people like Bob have an issue of grabbing stuff and just falling through the environment. I haven't had that on the PlayStation yet.
Wait, you pick something up and then you just go,
So you might grab hold of a
or the
ledge.
thing you pick up
No, you
disappears.
might grab hold of a ledge on the PC one,
Mhm.
which like just say there's a ramp. You might grab hold of the edge of the ramp by accident, but then lower yourself through the floor a little bit and let go without realizing, and you just
You're gone. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So we go from there. But yeah, they've fixed what they can. They've taken lessons I've learned, and I said today I was streaming it. They haven't mentioned if these updates are coming to PC, like the reload updates and stuff. I jumped into PC version today to test it for someone with the DPVR4, with the E4, and yeah, that's what made me realize because I've never played the PC one since I've finished it to review it.
Hmm.
How dull the colours look on the PC one, but I don't know whether, like I said, it's the HDR that helps it. That's in the PlayStation because everything looks
I mean,
so
not
vibrant.
that I want to shit on your little dream child there, but do you think possibly if you were in a different headset, they would be better? Maybe a Quest 2 via the link, or
I get better
uh,
clarity from the DP E4 than I do from the Quest 2 with Link. It's got exact same displays as the Quest 2, but
that doesn't shock me. Yeah,
it uses this display port rather than USB-C. So I actually
yeah,
do
the
get better.
compression can really kill it.
Yes, because it's
It was
exact same single display as the Quest uses, exact same one, same lenses.
something I was curious about the wireless Cosmos, how
Mm.
that would handle it, and there is still compression.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am on the PlayStation website and I just clicked on the Desynchronia um banner to look at buying it or see how much it was, and then it's just giving me a 404 error. Well done, Sony. Well done.
Also, hello DDG, come in the chat. If you're driving, remember what I always tell you: eyes on the road, ears on the listening.
Put your drink down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's certainly lots coming over the course of the remaining 6 months of the year that I'm very, very
Yeah.
excited about.
But we're
What have
getting.
you been playing since the last time we
So this one
met?
links in with the Meta Showcase. This is the first place I heard about this game. Um, Broken Spectre, horror game made with the people,
Okay.
made with the directors of Blair Witch Project. I was like, this is gonna be outstanding.
Good.
It's gonna be outstanding. Like a horror game with those working on it, and yeah, it's it seems like. I mean, I didn't even look, but it seems like it's a VR game made by people who've never made a VR game before.
Yeah, I was watching your stream of it and I was like, is this a 2017 game?
So it's only got click turn. You can only teleport to um, set points. So it will just give you a silhouette of a character. You can click and teleport to that one spot. There's no physical walking, and only click turn, and you can only pick up the things that you need to pick up. And like it just seems like is this the first VR game this company ever made?
Sounds like an afterthought.
The story was good. It was made for VR. The story's good. The story's interesting. It just seems like there's parts of it where you get chased, or you've got to run from like falling debris and stuff. But I like because it's point and click to where you can go, and it just fade teleports to that point. You don't just, like walk it. It just seems like can I actually die on these parts because the paths are always narrow and only one way to go when you're getting chased or stuff's falling. So you're not like you're trying to look to where you can teleport to. It's always in front of you. So I didn't actually stop to try and fail them, but I was like, is it possible? Like,
You kind of got the impression it was.
yeah,
That's not. You like you say they've got a history of making a VR game, at least one VR game. So why so bad?
yeah. It just lost me a bit, but I give it when I review, my reviews now don't get scores. I do must buy, recommended, unremarkable, and avoid. I give it unremarkable. I wouldn't recommend it to people.
I've always been tempted to do reviews. I know how I would do it. Like if your game got a 60 from me, it would be pretty okay.
Yeah,
Like that's the kind of reviews I would because like do it. Oh, it's a 90% game. It's too high. It's way too high. So I know how I would do the reviews. I've just never actually got around to implementing them.
yeah,
But that's kind of damning from you, I guess, that it's unremarkable and even an avoid
yeah.
sort of scenario.
I haven't given many games a void. Only one I did recently was Colossal Cave because that was terrible. That was obviously an old point and click game made for VR, but they just stayed point and click. Like as in you had to hold a button to change the pointer to walk or grab and click, and it'd just do it. I was just like, this is terrible.
That's not great. Yeah.
And it's like the idea was you're gonna die and you're gonna have to go back, and you have to try and get a set score to complete the game. And I did it in 3 hours, and I just was like, I thought this was gonna last longer as well.
Yeah, that sounds kind of.
But that was a long time ago.
Is
Colossal Cave. I mean, it was on Quest, but
yeah, it sounds familiar. I'm just skimming through the PlayStation website. Have you ever seen Rhythm Planet?
it looks like a lot of weird mini games,
Right. Okay.
like something off a Wii. There's one on there
That
now
sounds.
which I have played, and a review will come out at some point. Don't or break stuff VR. Avoid
I
that.
played that about 2 years ago on the
Avoid that
PC.
like a plague.
Yeah, the dev wanted feedback, and I gave him feedback, and I've never touched it since.
I actually felt sorry for them and reached out to them because obviously people were putting reviews out for games, and they actually put out on Twitter, this is why indie developers fail because people don't reach out to us to review our game, blah blah blah. I thought, you know what, I'll be nice and offer you a review. So I messaged them and they've sent me a code, and honestly, it's going to be an avoid. So they've wanted a review, but they're not going to get a good one. I thought it must be a good game if the same people won't cover it for us. I
I
thought
mean,
you're wanting it covered.
so the word asset flip is seldom used well. It's like they've got access to a bunch of assets, added physics to them, and gone, there you go.
So in my head, I thought it's going to be a break room simulator, like these break rooms that are out now where you go and smash stuff up to release stress.
Yeah.
And I thought it's going to be that with a score, but I had to play the first level where I was breaking everything possible. Sometimes I got a better combo, but I had to play the first level, and I think the levels last about 3 minutes. I played it for about an hour and 10 minutes in order to build up this unlock thing bar at the bottom to unlock the next level. But I was breaking everything in there, so I was just replaying that level for about, and I was just like, I'm not even gonna go and play the next levels. Like,
Yeah.
You want to review, but I can only review it on the first level because I'm not going to go and play the next level for like over an hour to see what the next level's like. There's just a
That's
lot
not
of
great.
issues
Yeah.
with it. So don't buy that one.
I'm skimming through the catalog, and I've noticed Humanity is not showing up on the PlayStation, even though I know very well that it's available.
Ooh.
Oh no, it is. I just missed it. Yeah. So you've played Break Stuff VR. It's currently priced very
£20 or something, isn't
unreasonably
it?
at $7.99.
Does it
It's
sound?
certainly had an update since the last time I saw it. Looks basic as fuck.
Like even the person doing the voice acting for the host of the because they make it out like a game show just doesn't sound interested at all.
You see, if you want good voice acting,
Yeah.
you should come to me.
Yes, come to Doc. Let's.
Those of you who are fortunate enough to have played Pixel Rip 1978 may hear the dumbass tones of a doctor in your ears. It's kind of late-ish game, level 3, but
Mhm.
yeah, you can hear me quote movies that from decades that I had to Google to make sure I wasn't quoting a movie that was not released yet.
Mm.
But there's like 18 different versions of it, and the one that I quoted was released, so it was fine. I was like, oh, the character's called Barbara. They want me to talk about zombies. I mean, it kind of just writes itself.
Yeah.
And so I improvised the line of "They're coming to get you, Barbara," and I improvised that line, and I was like, "Wait, shit! This is 1978. Was that movie out yet?" And it was, so it was fine. And it turns out they liked it, and it's in the game. So yeah, please go play that game. Let me know that you've heard me, and then let them know that it was a great choice, and that all voiceover should now be done by Dr. Oculus. And if the dev of Break Stuff VR wants a person to do a voiceover, I am very, very available for just pure attention and no other price. So yeah, I just love it.
we sort of
It
reversed
was
the we sort of reversed a famous saying there. We didn't go from the sublime to the ridiculous. We went from the ridiculous to the sublime. That's
yeah,
Pixel Rip
it's
1978.
it,
Outstanding.
and the thing is, somebody came into my stream the other day and was like, "What's your favorite Pixel Ripped?" And of course, I'm going to say 1978 because I'm in it, but it is superb.
Yeah.
Like graphically, it, like you think about like Minecraft with ray tracing. That's what I expect it to look like. It
Yeah.
looks beautiful. Naturally, I say Minecraft not because they're like they can't do a better game, because it's a game that's essentially 1978. You think every game was one color and very, very one dimensional. It
Yeah.
was terrible, or two dimensional, I guess. Um, yeah, but they've managed to work that into an aesthetic which looks incredibly good.
Yeah.
So yes, I very much do like that game, and I intend on playing it to completion.
But to
I
me,
noticed that.
it has been my favourite one. I think what they do, what Anna and Avor do, is they'll learn from each game and improve each game.
Big
But
Bad
even the
Way, yeah,
first one's still fantastic. But they just keep improving on them every time.
absolutely. And I think I saw somewhere they were on about getting the other two games onto PSVR 2 as well.
I know they've definitely
Oh,
announced 95. Definitely they've announced
yeah.
95. Definitely.
So I'll play that as well because I'm going to platinum this one. I'm going to come platinum 78. I got all of the achievements on one live stream for 89. I haven't got all of the achievements of 95, but if it comes to PlayStation, then that's where I'll do it. I'll platinum it on the PlayStation. I dig those games in a big, big bad way. And Anna's such a sweetheart. She's amazing. Follow her on social media.
Mhm.
Um, Purely because every time I open up her posts on social media, I look at that post and I'm just like, you have a really good time being you, don't
Yeah.
you? Like you live your life and you love every second of it. I envy you in a big bad way. Even when she was complaining about being screwed over by flights,
Mhm.
um, it was still like she just looks like an incredible, and she is an incredibly fun person to be around. So yeah, totally follow her on social media as well. She does fun stuff. She reenacted a part in the game on social media where Chad, the dev, is coming up to her and being like, "Why is our protagonist in the bin?" That kind of stuff.
So one
So
thing
yeah,
with Pixel Rip as well, it's one of the few series in VR where I'm excited for every release. When a new one's announced, I'm excited till it comes out. Moss does it.
yeah, it's
This does it. Pixel Rip does it.
yeah, it's like I said earlier. Just sign me up to the Shell Game subscription for I Expect You to Die.
Yeah.
It's the same for Pixel Ripped. Totally, sign me up for that.
And there's
And I've been given those games for free, and I've also bought them. So I happily pay money for games that I already own because I want to play them again and elsewhere. So yeah, I bought the Steam version so I could play it on Steam, even though they gave it to me on Meta because I was like, the achievements. I need the achievements.
so another old one, old VR game that's hit a new thing. Budget cuts.
I
Ultimate.
played this. Yeah.
I've played through it, and I think I sort of ended my review was it feels old now because I've not really changed it.
No.
So,
I will say this though. So I played budget cuts on the Oculus CV1. It's that old. I played budget cuts on the CV1. I played budget cuts on the Quest, on a Quest link. I played budget cuts in an Index, and I played budget cuts on the PSVR 2. And the PSVR 2 is absolutely the best way I've played it so far. Because every other version I really struggled with throwing, whereas the PlayStation, it actually works.
yeah.
But Budget Cuts 2, I played on the Oculus Store, and that was actually fine. So I don't know. I don't know if they ever plan on bringing Budget Cuts 2. I don't know why they felt the need to bring Budget Cuts. Unless they were like, oh yeah, and also we're going to do Budget Cuts 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't just do the second one. Because from what I remember playing of the second one, it's not necessary to have played number 1.
It sort of carries on a little, but it's not like it carries on from where you leave the office on Budget Cuts 1, Get Out of the Office.
Right, okay.
So it sort of carries on from there.
I need to finish Budget Cuts 1 and then maybe I can go back to Budget Cuts 2, or maybe by the time I finish Budget Cuts 1, they'll release it on PlayStation.
So my quote I put out for Budget Cuts Ultimate from my review, because I always like to put a quote in my tweets from the review.
Which version did you play?
The PSVR 2.
Okay.
I just want to know, with so little changes, the game's age really shows, and although the second does improve slightly, it outlines how the first one hasn't aged well. It's what I felt about it.
Yes, that's fair, and it is absolutely fair. It looked pretty great when it came out back in 2017, I want to say. But that might be the first time I played the demo anyway.
Yeah.
I was in the old house, and we moved here in 2020. Maybe it wasn't 2017. But back then, it was a good-looking game. It was one of the better-looking VR games, and I was like, "Yes, let's go!" I can't throw in this game; it's shit. So yeah, it was a good-looking game then, and graphically, they've not really done anything to it. You're right. You're absolutely right. They've not touched it graphically. They've literally just ported it to the PlayStation and Quest and released it. Maybe that's why they did the PlayStation version, because they were doing it on Quest, because that's where the money is.
I think Budget Cuts 2 never ever came out on PlayStation VR. Only Budget Cuts 1 did. So it's sort of give them that version as well, hasn't it? Give them the second one.
Okay. So I'm curious to know how it plays on a Quest, because it's now Quest native, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was one of the things. It came out on PSVR 2 and Quest at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know how it plays on the Quest. But to me, the PSVR 2 version is the definitive version. If you've never played it, you're not going to overly suffer if you were to play it on the PSVR 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's not terrible, especially in a world where the lineup for the PSVR, I'm looking at it now, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 24. It's got maybe 150 games available right now. In fact, they're not even available. Some of these aren't even available. Some of them are only announced. So
Yeah.
you've maybe got 100 games if you're lucky for the PSVR 2. So in
Yeah.
the world of that, it's kind of alone, and it's not even that. There's a lot of these games that's not even available.
Yeah.
So in that world, it is kind of stand out on its own. I don't think there are many sneaky knife throwing games.
No.
But like you say, it's old and it's not changed.
I think that's the problem. Like you said, I think if it was my first time playing it, I probably would have appreciated more. But because I've played both of them on PC, I'm sort of like, they haven't changed anything, so it feels dated. Because I was doing this in, even with Budget Cuts 1, Budget Cuts 2, I think that was 2020 or 2021. So I was doing this years ago. Exactly the same.
Yeah, I played Budget Cuts 2 on release. I was like, yeah, this is a great update. Wow, okay, it's 22 quid. Yeah, that's a 15 quid tops game at this point.
Yeah.
At that age. 15 quid, not 22. So price wise, all right, yeah, I would struggle to recommend it for that price.
Another one I played that was odd was Killer Frequency, Team 17's first
So
step
I
into
saw
VR.
that. I actually knew about that game a while ago because I have a weird story. And I saw it on the Steam store, and I was like, oh yeah, brilliant, yeah. And then it's not VR.
Yeah.
It's only VR on the Quest.
Yeah, so I went back because I had a few people asking, saying about it in my chat when I was playing it, about how. Oh no, it wasn't. It was when I was watching someone play on PC, Le Pedro, watching him play the flat screen one, and he was saying like he's seen a lot of people giving it negative reviews on Steam because they haven't put VR in it. And I said to him, I'm pretty sure the trailer only ever said MetaQuest. It just said Steam.
It did.
And I went and
It
checked. I
did.
went back and checked every trailer after I'd finished playing it because it came up on my stream as well. So I went through and I was like, yeah, definitely only ever said MetaQuest on every trailer. It didn't actually say Steam VR.
Mm.
But
Which is a shame. Like,
yeah,
I'm guessing that Meta either basically told them how to make it VR, or Meta provided them with the headsets and things to make it VR, and so it's not going to be VR on Steam because Meta had a big bad like deal. Like they're involved in a big bad way to the point where it would be either contractually wrong or just morally wrong to release it outside of the Meta universe. I don't know.
but I've seen a lot of people played it on PC say this is clearly a VR game that was just ported to PC because of how it plays on PC.
I'd buy it. Definitely. I was tempted to try and get it because I have access to a key if I want it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only on Steam. But by playing it on Steam, I could potentially get VR keys,
Yeah,
and it's like I don't want to play it on PC and then want to. There's no point in playing it flat screen first, then playing it VR. But
yeah,
I hate buying Quest games,
yeah.
so I'm kind of stuck.
So I'm just in the
So
don't know, but never heard of Kill Frequency. It's like it's a weird one. You're basically a DJ who gets put in charge of a police response line because the sheriff's dead and the deputy's incapacitated, and this policewoman, you live in like a back end town in America, so like the police officers, well, the responding police officer is taking trying to get the deputy sheriff some medical help. So she basically says, you need to, because you're late night radio, you need to take up you need to take over the police response line on your radio show. But then they'll ring you when the killer's there, and you've got to talk to them and try and make them avoid the killer. So you can either kill them or save them, basically.
So it's not scary. It's not like Five Nights in a radio station.
No.
That's way more appealing to me.
So like you'll take a call, and then you'll be like, they might go, oh, they might need a hot wire a car, and your little support on the radio go, oh, so-and-so runs a radio show, might have information of that, and that is like in his part. So then you'd go walk around the radio station to that part to try and find this, how to hot wire a car, so you can tell her how to do it. If you tell her to cut the wrong wire, it might set the alarm off, alert the killer. So then you've killed that person.
Right. And that sounds great.
So like, after just say you've not killed them, yeah, I think I killed everyone. I think I saved the first one, which was the police responder woman, and then I killed everyone afterwards by saying wrong stuff. Not on purpose either, just by being useless.
I kind of want to play that now.
But like in between, so you might say, go and find this magazine and ring me back, or go and tell them to do something and then ring back. But then it's your job to then pick a record and play a record, because you're still running a radio station. So you put a record on and play a record, and then when the call comes through, you take the record off and turn the record off and press the take call button and talk to them again.
It's got negative reviews on Steam.
I don't think it was like, I think it's been getting, I don't think it's overly negative. I think, but negative reviews are normally, it doesn't have VR. Or was it the community part, where the forum part, everyone was kicking off for it not having VR? Maybe someone was.
I was going to say maybe, because on Google it's like 10 out of 10 on Steam. Yeah, it's a shame it doesn't have VR, but
as 13 said, they're quite nonchalant about the deaths as well. So I might kill that one in the car, but then it gives me a choice of things to say, and I can just say like a joke about a car, someone dying in a car. Like, I'll just say a witty one line and then put a record on, basically.
Yeah, it's like this horror comedy. You must solve puzzles to save callers from being hunted down by a mysterious killer, where every call is life and death. Can you save the inhabitants of Gallows Creek? I dig this. I'm in. I want this game. I'm gonna wishlist it, and I guess I'm gonna have to get it on Quest. Probably get it on Quest in a sale, if I'm honest. I need my wife to go out and drunkenly unswoggle the member of staff that she did, or I should have got the name of whoever it was.
But the one thing that excited me about when it got announced was it was Team 17 taking a step into VR, which to me I was like, it's good. That developers like, yes, they're like still probably an independent developer, but
they mostly publish these days.
Yeah.
Well, they have actually developed this as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know who it was. Basically, my wife was out on the town with a friend, and I normally pick them up from a takeaway, and I rock on up, and she's like, "We're giving this person a lift home," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He says, "Works in games." Oh, brilliant! And then, of course, he's sober. I'm sober. They're in the back drunk, and so it's me and him up front left to talk, and I'm just like, "So, I mean, what do you do in games?" He says, "Oh, I work for this studio called Team 17." I was like, "Oh, I've heard of Team 17." And then I couldn't remember any games they've made. I was like, Worms. I remember Worms, right? You did Worms.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Worms. And they told me about this multiplayer shooter that they have, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably massive. And I was like, to be honest, unless it's a VR game, I don't know games unless it's VR. And he was like, we're actually working on a VR game, and he told me about this game, and I didn't want to get him in trouble, so I didn't ever say anything, but I wish I knew who it was so I could be like, dude, give me the game. Give me the game. Or even get more information. But so it is a meta game. It's available on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam as well, but it's only in VR on Quest, which is a shame.
So what I enjoy doing on it as well is when I kill someone or someone's in panic, was using the soundboard on the radio. It's like someone's going, blah, 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 and then I'll just press a laughing track while someone's talking about how the killer's getting closer to them. Just press a laughing track button.
Is it worth £20?
I think I think it took me about 6 hours, but there's multiple endings. But I don't know if I'd play it
Mhm.
again because it's just the same thing. You've just obviously you've got the endings on how you perform. A bit like say Until Dawn or them type games. Like you get a better ending if you save more people. Like there's a good ending and a bad ending depending on who you save. You know, like the ones from Supermassive Games, Until Dawn and Man of Medan and things like that.
Yeah.
The more you
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
save, the better ending you're gonna get. So it has got multiple
Yes.
endings, but you're just playing the same story again, just changing your things to try and save more people.
Okay. I dig the idea of that in a big way. I just like the comedy and the puzzly element of it. Like
Yeah.
I'm in.
One thing I did like about well, I did like, but I didn't like is it doesn't seem to be timed. It doesn't time you trying to find things. So just say that car one where I had to go and find a car magazine to see if I could find out instructions how to hotwire a car. It's not timed, but the killer's approaching the car when you're talking to her, and that's why she's panicking. But then I could go and
It,
spend as long as I want trying to find this magazine to go back
yeah.
and continue. And I was like, surely the killer's not going to walk everywhere and not look at that car.
It's one of those things that, and the thing is, it's not just them. Like Capcom, you'll be playing a game like Resident Evil or something like that, and it'll come to a bit where you're being chased. But because I know there is basically no timer, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. As soon as I realize it doesn't matter, any potential tension is just gone.
Hmm.
There's
It'd
no.
probably be frustrating though as well. That's one. That's why I was saying like it's a good and a bad thing because if they said, "Oh, you've got like 5 minutes to find this magazine,"
Mhm.
and then you'd be
Yeah.
stressing and you'd probably be like, "Well, this is pointless. You didn't give me enough time."
Well, I mean that's the multiple playthrough thing, isn't it? Though
Yeah.
it's like right, okay, so I know I need to find something, and then the next time you go into the game, you're walking through the lobby, you're dicking around, and you're not on a clock. You're like, I remember that.
Yeah.
I think that's how you go around that. The question is, does it become ultimately frustrating?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of tiny games, Hello Neighbor.
Hmm.
Did you get to play that?
I've not finished it yet. I've not managed to figure it out. So I want to review it, but I want to have actually like figured everything out. Like actually finish it.
So
But
I launched it on Steam, and it just didn't seem to like being played on not a Quest.
uh, so I got
So
it on
then I
PlayStation.
need to go back and Quest link it.
Yeah, I got it on PlayStation.
I wish I got it on PlayStation. I don't know how I got it, but I got it.
But that's another one that causes me too much frustration because it is very trial and error. I mean, all the Hello Neighbor games have always been trial and error. And yes, there's save points on this one, but it's just like you can jump back and save and carry on and stuff. But you just get caught so many times trying to figure something out because I'm useless at keeping attention to whether the neighbour's coming on. And I just get
Hmm.
frustrated. Think I'll go back and try that again, and I wouldn't have actually managed to finish it before I say it's good. But I've heard like I've looked at people. People say like it can take 3 to 6 hours depending how good you are. I think I think I've only played it about 2 hours, so I've still got time to. But I'm like I'm probably going to be one of the ones that takes 6 hours, but I get frustrated too easy by it.
I, I think I could take it. I think I'll be okay. Um, although the sneaky element of it might put me off
Mm.
rather than the other elements. I think I'm gonna set myself that homework to play this game
Well, in my head, I was
before
like, it's not
next time.
going to be that scary. Yes,
No.
you've got a weird neighbour, but as soon as you hear the music when he spots you, you get butterflies and run and panic in the game. I'm like, it's mad. I didn't even expect that. I thought, oh, it'll just be like, yeah. And it doesn't have a good jump scare if you don't spot him when he
Okay.
grabs you and
Well, that's
grabs you
made
and
me
turns you
less
around.
um, wanting to play it. But yeah, I'm gonna set myself the homework of playing that and Tales of Honor. No, I'm not gonna. The homework I'm gonna set myself. No, yeah, okay. I'll play Tales of Onagara. I'll play that. I'll play that on the Pico, and I'll play Hello Neighbor on the Quest.
So 13 in
I've
chat, I will tell her it wasn't Condemned 2 level of butterflies and running. Jesus Christ, that game.
oh, Condemned was dope.
But I don't really like I'm not one who's overly scared by a horror game, but there was one point on there I ran, basically ran, because a bear was chasing me and just ran and got to the end. And I was like, shit at the mirror, and I was like sweating, like through like nerves from running in this game. I thought, well,
Like,
that's
physically, you were
like,
dripping with sweat.
yeah. I was like, why is that messing me up so much? I was getting chased by a rabid bear or something. I thought, why is that messing me up so much?
I bought the Xbox 360 and I'd run out of games to play. So I bought that game. Then something else came along, and so I didn't play that game. And it was like 2 years later, and I was like, I'm gonna play this game, and then hated the fact that I didn't play it.
Hmm. Well, I never ever
Um,
planned to buy a 360. I always had my money there and saved up for PlayStation 3. Obviously, that just kept getting delayed and
yeah,
delayed. And in this time, I was like, I wonder what's out on the free. I hadn't paid attention to what was on the 360. I wonder what's out on the 360. Found Condemned and seen it was exclusive. Condemned 1 was exclusive to Xbox and PC, and I was just like, fine then. Sony delay, and I'm just going to use my money and buy an Xbox just to play Condemned.
I think a lot did. A lot of people just got sick of waiting for PlayStations and just went,
Yeah,
screw it, I'm gonna buy an Xbox.
and I loved it. It was Condemned 2 that had me sweating though.
some great times.
I just
Because that
running
one
down
was
the.
a bit.
Sorry, yeah, I was just running down the hallway like, oh look, there's a hole in the wall there. There's a hole in the wall there. And I got there. I was like, it's a mirror. So I could just see this thing coming behind. I was like, oh my.
I'm doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a bit of a CSI kind of game, right?
Yeah. You were like a copper trying to solve a
Yeah.
murders, find a murderer.
Not thought about that game in ages. Would you play that in VR?
Yeah.
Thinking about Bulletstorm. That's. I'm gonna ask us at an end of the show question because we're wrapping up at this.
Yeah.
Um, old game like Bulletstorm has now been announced for VR. What's the old game you wish somebody would rehash in VR?
Fear.
That's a shout. Yeah. I don't think Sierra Games exists anymore though. Did anybody buy him?
I don't think they did, but I would love a fear. It's the first one.
It's a great shout. Like Fear was a good first-person shooter that also was terrifying, and because it's terrifying, I'm not gonna agree. I don't want Fear. I think it'd be a great game to bring to VR. But I'd be terrified to play it. I don't do scary games in VR. It's one of the reasons why I put Wraith off for so long. And then it turns out rather than being scary, it was just annoying as hell. So yeah, Fear. Well, that's a great shout though. Fear. I ask the question and I have no answer for the question. Maybe the chat has an answer. What game would you like to see come to VR? Old school game. The older the better.
What Fear did as well, which I think works in VR well, is it plays everything so well. Like the part that made me really jump was you walk the first ladder you come to, and as you get down it, she's just there in a red dress, stood looking at you as you turn.
Yeah, Alma's just
I was
there,
just
just
there at
being
the
a
top of
little
that, looking at you as you
fuck.
turn round, yeah. Then she disappears, and I was like, Jesus Christ! And the AI, but the thing of it, the AI was unbelievable. Like the enemy AI
Yes,
was absolutely
yeah.
outstanding. But I've just had a look. Sierra Game had been defunct 15 years. Sierra Entertainment.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's a shame. It is.
trying to think of
Um,
other like really good old ones. I mean, I'm always on Jimmy's side when he says Killzone. He's a VR game.
do you know I've never really played a Killzone game?
Killzone's
Really played one.
outstanding. I even enjoyed Killzone. On the last one that was on PlayStation 4 on the release, Shadowfall.
I'd love EA to make a decent freaking driving game in VR,
Hmm.
like a Need for Speed in
They
VR.
brought a Need for Speed Underground to VR.
That would be pretty good. That was one of my things. Who made Juiced?
Who made you?
13 wants Devil May Cry. Would you want that to be first person or third person? Because let's face it, third person is kind of an option already, thanks to Luke Ross.
If I think there's Devil May Cry, wouldn't it be first person? Be Danny.
Isn't it a bit? Well, yeah, no.
It could
And
be
it's
like
basically going to be a sword and shooting
it's like
game,
a
isn't it? Which
Hellsweeper,
is
like type of
absolutely
thing, yeah.
kind of very VR-y. Yeah, that would absolutely work, I suppose, as a
Who knew?
VR game, first person. It just needs somebody to do it right.
THQ made Juiced.
HQ made Juiced. Really?
Yeah,
They just get bought by 2K.
I think so.
Yeah. Because
Oh.
Juiced was always one of my favorite driving games. I played Need for Speed, like Most Wanted and Underground, and Juiced.
I would love it to come to. I mean, it'd probably knock most people sick. But imagine a game with like the speed of Burnout, like a Burnout VR game. But again, that company's gone, so it's never going to happen.
Well, they're basically EA
Yeah.
at this point. They are EA. So yeah, Burnout could absolutely still be a thing. All the most modern EA games, the Need for Speed Undercover and things. Undercover, was it Undercover? I think it was Undercover. What was the one where the advert was like 415 or some shit? That game was basically Burnout.
Yeah.
With Need for Speed as the title.
Thank you for the raid as well, Wobo.
Mr. Wobo, he raided us. Why, Mr. Wobo, you silly sausage. Appreciate that. We were just talking about what old school games, because Bulletstorm is now being released in VR. What old school games would you like to see be VRified? Mr. Paul thinks that Fear is one of the one he would like to see, and I absolutely cannot blame him for that. I would never play it, but I don't blame him at all. See, in my thing is either I always used to play like the Resident Evil games, Dino Crisis.
Oh,
Dino
like Crisis.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like a Dino Crisis update like they did for Resi 4 and then did a VR mod for it. Oh my god.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we've already kind of had Resident Evil brought to us in VR, and then Monkey Island VR is kind of just using a VR laser pointer as a point and click as a mouse. It's kind of not. They're my games as a kid. What I kind of got into. So I would love to see maybe Dino Crisis, but that's essentially Resident Evil in VR. So I don't know. Maybe it's doable in some sort of PlayStation emulator mod kind of world. Of course, yeah, Ball. That's absolutely. Ball wants Halo. Anti-chamber. Do you know what? I think I literally just looked at the Steam page for that. I would also love to see a GTA, like an old school GTA, not top-down GTA. Yeah. That would be pointless. But like your GTA 3, I would even play that third person. I'm totally fine with that.
I'm trying to think of some of the ones. I really
Saints Row. But what did Wobo say? Found the Fire Temple. Now, is that a reference to Zelda or is that actually a game? I feel bad for not knowing. Starcraft Manor in Zerghord. Starcraft, that's RTS, right? Like, is that... That's pretty doable.
There's one... It just came to mind because of Grand Theft Auto. It's a game I thought was underappreciated. I mean, the control scheme was terrible. I suppose we sort of got it, but I would love the Getaway from PS2. It's like the London crime thing.
Oh yeah. It was like a tech demo, wasn't it?
So it's,
Didn't that eventually become that other really great game, but it was kind of like Time Crisis. Not Bravo Team. That was Supermassive. That was Supermassive, wasn't it?
yeah.
Bravo Team.
No, the Getaway was
London Studios, wasn't it? But
yeah.
what the hell was that game? It was really good. It was a great game. It was a shooter game. It was kind of like Time Crisis, where you would just move from cover to cover. I'm gonna have to look that up. I own it, and I played it, and I got my ones. Was it the PSVR? No, I got the aim controller out. I was like, wait, I can't use the aim controller on this. That's stupid. Can I view my library from here? Game library.
Looking at that, I was thinking as well. You mentioned Time Crisis, House of the Dead. Bring back House of the Dead.
Yes, that is the one. That is the winner of the show right there. Bring back House of the Dead.
Yeah, VR's made into replacement of light gun shooters. We've got controls in our hand. Give us House of the Dead.
Just makes perfect sense. House of the Dead. I don't even care if it's like a 1-2 remake booster pack kind of scenario. I don't care. Just House of the Dead. Bring me that, please. I beg of you.
Yeah, supposedly they bought the House of the Dead remake to try and play it in VR, but couldn't get the VR mouse cursor to work with it.
Yeah, that's the downside. Like you could try and shoehorn it in, but true VR support is the dream.
I mean, Sega are bringing somebody Amigo. They've just brought Sea Smash. Oh, Sega.
Yeah,
perfect
has
for VR
Rare
there.
done a VR game? I don't think Rare's ventured into the VR world yet, have they?
No. Microsoft won't let them, will they? They're owned by Microsoft now. Microsoft don't let anyone do VR.
Well, does that mean that the Talking in My Ears game isn't going to be VR as well? The one with all the hands and the crazy lady with a head on her waist.
No. Hellblade 2.
Yes.
No.
That's not going to be VR?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's just stupid.
Because they brought Ninja Theory after they'd done the first one, didn't they? So.
They did. Yeah, they did.
I mean, I suppose they'll put VR in Flight Simulator.
Diablo in VR could. I honestly like just. If it wasn't probably so heavily monitored. I would quite happily just like 3D mod it and just. It's technically Immortal is basically just an Android game. I wonder if I could get away with just sideloading it.
I mean, Sony could make the PlayStation 2, PlayStation VR 2 take
Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth, yeah. That's what I was saying. It's sort of like the Getaway, I suppose, but
yeah, that game that needs a remake. Because that was Sony London, right?
Yeah,
that's what the Getaway basically became.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think we need. Sony want me just to become a PlayStation VR 2 shill and never play anything else. Your own Bungie. Your own Bungie. Just Destiny. Just.
I don't think we'd ever get you out of VR.
Just VR Destiny 2.
Yeah. Well, that's the Halo story all over again, isn't it?
If you VR Destiny 2, I'll even buy all your expansions on PlayStation. I'll just give you another 500 odd quid. I'll buy all the expansions again.
There's no time in the world to play that one. Also, I wonder when we're going to see the first Lego game. Like, I'm not saying the first game in which you can use Lego, although that would be fucking awesome. I've bought a game on Steam that is literally Lego, but it's not made by Lego, and it's kind of indie as hell. But like Lego Batman or anything like that in VR, I'm in. I'll totally play
VR
that
Lego
too.
Worlds. I know it flopped, but that's why like Minecraft Lego, wasn't it? VR that.
I mean, Minecraft is great fun. I love it.
I went
I
in
would
it
totally.
once and never went back in it because I made a big mistake because I didn't play much of it. But at the time before VR, I had it on Xbox because people I played online with played it on Xbox. So a guy called Kev pays for his own server and we were in there. So I just went in and built my own house and stuff. They would just sort me out the materials and things because I had played loads. So I built this house with a sex dungeon downstairs for a laugh. And I got a llama called Bill Jill. And then they called the baby Bill Jill. So I was like, I didn't really get very creative with the names. But I had all these things, and then when I found out you could do it through the Quest, through Meta, I thought I've got the Windows version.
Mm-hmm.
Found out you could do it through the Rift Store with the CV1. But oh, get in! So I loaded it. You could go on his server at any time, like Kev's server if you're in there. Like even when he was offline, it's like I'll go on Kev's server, so I'm not messing. It's like I basically walked further down and dragged a creeper with me to Kev's house and blew like half of his house up. And I've never touched Minecraft again since. I messaged him. I was like, I've just destroyed half of your house by accident. And then I've never ever been back into it.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a thing. It's always a potential thing that could happen. But
Yeah.
that's a shame. Well, the only other thing I would say is maybe Crisis. I don't know. That's another feel-like shooter. I want more from them. The Climb is a fantastic looking game.
Yeah.
I want more from Crytek.
Yeah, Robinson
So,
the Journey. I still
yeah.
praise that game. A lot of people didn't like it because it's basically walking and not much to it, but I love it.
The walk speed is
love it.
incredibly slow.
Yeah.
That game, and there's no motion controls. But other than that, it's brilliant.
There was one more question from 13.
Oh, I missed a question.
And I've just scrolled past it. Which two dev / companies do you want to do a collab? Oof.
As in, like End Dreams are making Power Wash Simulator. That kind of thing, presumably, or if my go-to is always going to be Spider-Man by Cytec. Like just get the they have a name. They've made VR games. Insomniac.
Yeah.
Insomniac and Cytec. Insomnitech. Insomniac by Cytec. Don't buy Cytec. Cytec are brilliant. Insomniac games, Cytec games, Spider-Man. Give it to me, please. That's all I ask. But I feel like that's a cop-out. It's too easy. It's my go-to all the time. If I had to pick another one, are we talking like our favorite franchise and what company do we want to make it, would you say?
I'm trying to think. I mean, my favorite franchise is Splinter Cell, so obviously it's only going to be Ubisoft. Well, Devil May Cry and Splinter Cell.
And Splinter Cell was already in development and then got shit canned, so yeah, don't hold your breath on that one.
So 2 devs. In my head,
I mean, technically Insomniac and Cytec.
I'm trying to think of who's made a solid single player shooter in VR.
So naturally, part of me wants to say Rocksteady. But,
like the Batman type games.
Yeah. And then I guess I have to pick a VR. Although, if I couldn't say Rocksteady, I would say Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog have done some cracking games, and the likes of who's good at cinematic? Who did Wilson's Heart? Was that Oculus?
That was.
Was it just Oculus?
Oculus Studios published it, I think. Twisted Pixel.
Was it?
Is it Twisted Pixel?
So Wilson's Heart was a fantastic game. And so I think they would be able to knock out like an Uncharted
Yeah.
kind of VR game together very, very well.
Was it Twisted Pixel that did Wilson's Art?
I'm going to Google it while you think of your answer.
So my answer would be, and it will never happen, I was trying to think who's made a really solid story-driven game with shooting in it, and it's obviously Valve with Half-Life Alyx. I would love them to make a game with the interactivity of Half-Life Alyx, but work with Insomniac and do Resistance Fall of Man.
Okay. Yeah.
So Resistance Fall of Man's like a gritty alien shooter, and I think bring like Half-Life Alyx thing to it would
is Twisted Pixel.
Would work. Twisted Pixel made Explosion Man, which was one of the best indie games on their 360.
Yeah, have they done anything lately?
Did they do the Defector for the Oculus? I think that's probably the last VR thing they did, if it was them.
Products: The More, Explosion Man, Comic Jumper, Ms. Explosion Man, Gunstringer, Wilson's Heart. They're owned by Oculus? I think they're owned by Oculus Studios. So it says here, parent studios, Microsoft Studios between 2011 and 2015, and then Oculus Studios as of 2021.
Uh-huh.
So I think they actually own... Yeah, they do. So Oculus have now acquired Beat Games, Sansaru, Ready at Dawn, Downpour, Big Box, Unit 2, Within, Twisted Pixel, Camouflage, and Armature.
Yeah.
You know, for somebody who owns so many different fucking game studios, you'd think they would, you know, make games.
The thing is, as well,
they did do Defector. You're right, and Path of the Warrior.
I know we hit on earlier on the MetaQuest thing showcase, and Onward was mentioned. When I first saw Downpour Interactive, I thought Onward's finally getting an update, but they were just advertising the same game. I was like, you've bought Downpour Studios. Well, I think they kicked off of Mount now, haven't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it came up with Downpour Games, Onward, I thought, get in. We're like, I was actually doing something of Onward, but it was just like an advert for Onward. I was like, what's all that about? We haven't done anything.
Yeah, they I don't know. It's like people make... I feel like Oculus just want to own the games that these people make, so they get the money from the games.
Yeah.
That somebody else has already poured the money into developing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing that they're doing. They're not actually buying these studios to create games. Because like last podcast, I was like, we surely we're going to see something from Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
On the Meta Showcase.
Yeah, because
nothing.
Yeah, because they're closing down.
Yeah.
Echo.
They were like, oh, we're closing down Echo Arena. Echo Arena. We're closing down Echo Arena because we're working on something new.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. They're going to announce what that new thing is. Maybe not show everything, but at least tell us what it is. Not a thing.
In my head, I thought it was going to be that they were working on porting the Lone Echoes to Quest. Is what I was thinking.
I figured that may have potentially been announced. Yeah, that would make sense. Lone Echo or Lone Echo 2 be like, will be available on Quest come October or something. You get it free with your Quest 3. Something stupid like that, but no, nothing. Not a thing.
But yeah, it's just... Yeah, that's what I thought. We're gonna get this big announcement. They're going to be doing something, even if it was just porting them to Quest. And then, yeah. No, nothing. Nothing yet. They've just got a lot of good studios and do nothing with them. That's their problem.
So that's the message of the day. Wake up, Meta. You have all of these studios. Bring us some freaking games rather than worlds with no legs.
Yes. Games before legs, please.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
Meta, give us games before legs.
Hashtag games with 4 legs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
So that was the only other question.
Ed, when is it too hot to do VR? Always.
Today. Although I did 3 hours of hubris nearly today. One thing I learned
above 10 degrees.
One thing I learned from playing hubris today, with how hot it is, feeling like it's too hot. The rubber on the faceplate for the thingy do not absorb sweat.
Oh.
I took it off and it was just like there was just droplets of sweat all over it. I was like, what the hell?
Which I suppose makes sense. It makes it hygienic.
Hmm.
So, but no, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't do well with. Playing the PlayStation 2, PSVR 2 the other day. It wasn't great. Like it was really just tearing my forehead apart. So yeah.
Oh, I've got another question.
Hopefully VR cover do a thing soon.
If you could drag, Balls asked, what's your favourite nut? Man nut.
Do you know I'm coming to visit you in July? I'm slowly.
What's your favourite ball? Man ball. Testicles.
I can't think anymore. Balls. Yes, I like balls. Probably fucking fabulous is my favorite balls. Oh wait, no, it's nuts. Or both. Nuts. I sugar coated sweet Thai sweet chili nuts. I literally went out and bought some of those before the podcast today. So
I'm boring. I just like salted.
Salty nuts, yeah. Salty nuts are still good. Well, yeah. If you could drag a souvenir out of a game, what is it?
Just Quill. But a real life one.
I mean,
I've got figures of it, but like one that actually is real and walks around and stabs you in the ankle with a little sword. Yeah.
Just get a cat. That'll be equally as annoying and still stab you all the time. A souvenir from a game. Part of me instantly wants to be practical rather than fun. I'm like, I don't want to grab like that because storing it will be a nightmare. I don't have any use for a giant sword that's also a gun, so I don't want that.
I would.
You know, a Batmobile would be great, but what would I do with it really? How do you insure a Batmobile?
Gravity gloves from Alex, so I don't have to like bend down to pick stuff up. Just pull stuff
I
to me.
can't beat that. That's
to
genius. Yeah, I want functional grav gloves where I just like whoop. I would probably end up with a.
I mean, I'm taking credit for that, but it came from Monk came to mind because of Monk in my hubris stream saying, when are we going to catch up with technology and have grav gloves? Because obviously I was like, they've got gravity grab in there, so I was just pulling the things from the printer to put them in the materials thing. And he was going, when are we going to, when's technology going to catch up, and when are we going to have these in real life? I mean, you could do 5-finger discounts easy. You could just stand at automatic doors. Shoop.
I mean, you didn't walk out of the shop with them. They just left the shop and landed in your hands.
They came to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like the grav gun or the gravity gloves, should I say, would be incredibly fun. Or the mask from I Expect You to Die 2. Want that. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah. Okay. Lovely. Well, it's now 10 past 12 past 22:12.
Yes.
So I'm a just. I mean, you can keep the podcast going, but I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna have to go.
You.
It's warm.
So thank you everybody for joining us.
Yes, thanks everyone who's joined again. Thank everyone who's been in the chat. The audio version will be out at some point early next week, probably by the time I get around to it. But it'll be
And of
out.
course, all your fantastic reviews are available at thevrrealm.com
Yep.
for all the latest, greatest games and reviews. Head on over there.
There's links to the audio versions on the VRrealm.com. So it's embedded in from Anchor because that's a free one. And I did think of embedding Spotify in, but it only ever put a preview in if you didn't own, if you don't have a Spotify subscription.
You can't listen to a full podcast without a subscription on Spotify.
No, well, when I embedded it in my site, I've only ever played a preview when I wasn't logged in. Like a first.
So you can listen to the
30
entire
seconds,
podcast on the website. Oh, that's cool.
And then there was. It's on everything.
Thank you for the cheers, Monsieur Ball.
Yeah, thank you for the cheers, Mr. Ball. Greatly appreciated. But it's on every podcast platform, basically. I've finally got it onto Google, so we've got it on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, Anchor, Pocket Casts, whichever one you want to use. You'll probably find it. Just search the VRL. Yeah, the VRverse. Sorry, the VRverse. Jesus Christ.
You can search for the VR Realm if you want, but if you want to listen to this show,
search for the VRverse. Yeah. And like I said, this episode will be on early next week, if not by the
Beautiful.
weekend. But thank you for everyone who's joined, and until next other one, next month, whenever that comes across, whenever it happens,
next time we feel like talking about VR within the space of the next 31 days.
Yeah, we will be live. I will advertise it on Twitter next time, but I didn't want to do it today because of my internet problems. So I didn't want to say it's happening, and then I was after just go, nah, it's not happening.
It's currently June, right?
June.
So the next one's going to be in July.
July. Yeah.
I'll be at your house in July.
Oh, you will, won't you? Ooh. Maybe you do it from in here. In person.
We'll see. Because it'll be the end of July.
Yeah. We will.
We might be busy doing other things.
Yes.
Anyway.
Showing Doc
the
joys of Middlesbrough. But anyway, thank you, everyone.
I want that kebab thing you showed me. That's the only reason I'm coming.
Kebab thing? The Parmo?
Yeah, you sent me a picture of a kebab thing like 3 years ago as a fat man. I remember that.
Yeah, like a Parmo. Yeah, with the chicken and cheese and everything. Yeah.
It just had kebab meat and it was big.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next month whenever it goes live. Bye for now. I will remember to raid this time, so stick around. I didn't raid last time. So.
Do we have an idea as to who's gonna?
Shall we have a look now why we're actually still here rather than go on end screen and then we'll just raid from here. Let's see who's live. Croy will probably be live.
Croy is not live.